Alright, now welcome to the next part. We're going to go through the rest of Baltaria almost. We're not going to do King a lot quite yet, but we're going to get through here next. This is definitely something I'm going to try to describe as best as I can for anyone struggling with the pattern to run through the dragon here, because it's very consistent if you know more or less what you need to do. So I'm gonna have to actually reload here to reset that again. Continue. And I'm gonna go right away just to try to catch this angle. Oh wait, what the fuck? That's not good. Hold on. Okay, let me try that again. I just don't want to... okay, hold on. I guess what I can do is... PS plus warp away and then back here. This should put me more or less where I need to be. Okay, ignore this bit. This is just me trying to like reset my things. Okay, as soon as you load in to Lord's Path, I want you to run to like the corner here. Just almost along the wall, but like diagonally to like where you meet the wall. This roll that I'm about to do is intentional. You do want to do that and then regen the rest of your mana. Or stamina. Then run again. And then when you're here, regen your stamina once more. And then keep going. As you can see, the dragon, I was a little unsure if it's going to roast me or not. But if you do something along those lines or close enough over and over and over again, that should be very consistent. Okay, so let me do it one more time so I can prove it to you, I suppose. So even if you hear the dragon scream or roar or whatever, as long as you do something along those lines, it should work. So it might go a little bit different here. Let's see. So go to the corner, roll this guy, regen the rest of your stamina, start running again. Do go to the left of that little barricade. Regen stamina, or run. Regen stamina here. And the one thing I do want to say that should be like a given is if your stamina is a little bit off, do just make sure to regen all of it before you like go start running around here. This is more or less the cutoff point. So this should be fine too. Yeah. So as long as you follow that every time, like practice it a bunch, it should be good. And I usually just like run until my stamina runs out and then regen entirely and then run again. And here I generally just keep an eye on these guys and try to roll twice to not get hit there. Then I then bait these guys to the left and then I run to the right. As you can see, I'm a little bit clutched there, but it should be good. Oh wow, this is a pretty good that bird. Something about that bird being there fucking cracks me up. Preview thumbnails for these videos. I might take some others later if I don't know, but yeah, so yeah, if you do that pretty much what I did now, it should go well. The hollows or the draglings in the right there to the barricades are definitely the toughest one. Just keep an eye on what they do. If you think it's gonna roast you, definitely just quit out or something. Oh, and one more thing. Maybe I'll run through this area one more time again to show you what can happen. But here, so I generally like to have a little bit of stamina regen there, and then put up my shield so these guys won't mess with me. And then I usually cross the fog, and I'll generally put the thief ring as I cross the fog. And then I usually go around behind this guy and then start running this way a little bit to the left because those guys behind me are gonna shoot me. And then I should be safe for the rest. I usually cast cloak around here and put on my clever rat back on to have clever rat ring range for what's his face? Darn it. As you can see, I'm a little bit low, so I'll take one more usually and then walk through the fog. But that's okay. Probably gonna pop in the fog in the back again. We're after the 4 archers. But yeah, I think generally it's pretty consistent. Like the archers may vary a little bit, but I think around half HP is consistent enough to be like, yeah, That's why I do that in speedruns, which is a little bit of a daredevil thing on my part. And the main reason I do it is because fucking Tower Knight with 45 magic, a homing soul arrow, and a soul ray leave him at one little sliver of HP, just a tiny little bit, and it's the worst. So I just decided, fuck it, I'm gonna use a clever rat set up for that. Yeah. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna show you if your cycle is off. So this is what you can do to save it. So I'm not gonna have a bad cycle, but I'm gonna replicate what I would do if I did, for whatever reason. I mean, for me, I'll probably die if I do have a bad cycle and the dragon roasts me, but actually might have messed up my cycle a little bit there, so maybe I will die. Because I started running again, which I think actually works as well. Like, yeah, it's definitely a little bit different, but it should be fine. Yeah, okay. So if your cycle's off and you get roasted around here, what you can do is like, just like heal here, and then after you get the heal off, quit out. If you quit out here, I found out from the original, or like we learned from the original, this is a good place to reset the cycle of the dragon in this little first cover. So right now, it should be more or less as the same as if I had done a good cycle. So that's a good backup if you mess up the cycle. Which you shouldn't, but no, I mean, as long as you get experience, then you might go wrong. Okay, that was wrong, but I mean, that still worked out. It was just like a block there. Nicely done. I did take some damage. I'm gonna. Yeah, should be good. So just wait until like the dragon is done with his last cycle to start running to the next segment past the fog. Because otherwise, if you run too fast, it might yeah. Okay, so what I'm gonna wait for here is let's run. There you go. And then yeah, I should have clever rat. I might quit out a few times to show you different kinds of RNG I can get for this fucker. Cause Tower Knight is fucking awful sometimes. Like even with the one shot, which should make it ideally better, it can still be wonky. Yeah, so I generally, depending on what he does, if he does that, I usually go between his legs, and then he give me better RNG. Maybe go that and cast anything. Yeah, that's probably a good call on my part. So if he does that little swipe attack, I usually go between his legs. And then I'll usually cast Homing Soul Arrow when I'm behind him, but as I saw there, waiting was a good idea actually, so maybe that's another thing to keep an eye for. And yeah, yeah, I don't know, like it's hard to say, but yeah. So if you do that, if he does a sleep attack, you do that, and then I can do behind him. Just know, if you aren't with Clever Rat Ring, the only thing you have to do different is do one soul ray, one extra soul ray, and as long as all the homing soul rays hit, it should be like a sliver health away, and you can do like another soul ray or a swipe at his feet. I've heard that the magic damage makes him die faster, so maybe do another soul ray, but yeah. And be careful of the spear too. His spear also has a hitbox, and like not just his shield, that will not count as damage. So just keep an eye on that, basically. Now let me regen a little bit, man. Let's see what RNG gives you now. Ah, same one, really? Ow. That was a little bit of a bad call for my part. Try that again. I mean, you already saw what can go happen with that RNG. I'm waiting for him to do the slam shield attack first. Really? Really, dog? Oh, wait, I don't have cloak on. Jesus. What am I doing? Maybe that's also affecting my RNG. Silly goof. Yeah, if you do this, maybe like you can actually, if you don't have CRR on, just use Thiefring. You don't need a cloak. Cloak is kind of overkill, but you make sure to be at full HP. Okay, so that's what you do. I would recommend doing something like this at this RNG that happens, which is pretty good. As long as you don't hit the spear or the shield, that's one of the better things you have. There's actually not a lot of openers, I don't think. Those are the two more common ones. But yeah, so Cloak will definitely hide you from like 95% of them. Like if you're too close to the wall, maybe one of them will see you, shoot you, but you should hopefully not be too bad. And if you have full HP with this fight, you can just use Thief Ring. You might get shot at by the archers because the Cloak is more powerful, but it's not too bad. Alright, so you do need to touch this Archstone because you actually can't proceed unless you do. And I'm actually going to keep my HP. I'm actually going to switch to Thief Ring. Like I usually do this before the Archstone pops in. And then I'm going to roll here to as the cutscene rolls in. You'll surpass this little line, I guess. And I'm going to do a forced... I'm going to do one of those quails that revives me intentionally soon. So this dog is a little bit risky if you're at low HP. But what I like to do is get past them. Then get over here. There's this cutscene. And then when I get here, I get ready to quit out. And I wait until someone hits me. And with that, I should put my HP and mana back at full, basically. And yeah, so I use that for the rest of the area. I don't technically need to. Like, actually, I've been thinking lately that I can... Oh, shit, wait. Oh, actually, one cool strategy I think I did in my record run is actually, when I did that quit out, I put myself in cinematic mode, and that should actually make these barrels phaseable. Like, you can phase through them, basically. That's another thing that Ash taught me from, like, forgetting to switch back. So, just by accident, she realized that you can actually just roll through these without cover and just roll back this way. Quick note, if you need more heals, these are full moon. And those heals are new moon, I believe, which are 6. These are only like 2, but I mean, if you already have a lot of full moons as your main heal, that's better. Yeah, usually roll that last guy. The spear guy is a little bit tricky, but having full HP is a lot better for sure. And yeah, and what I was saying earlier is that the thing where I regen my HP might be a little bit outdated because I used to have a lot more problems with mana, fresh spice management. But I think lately it's actually been better with some of the things that I've been doing. So maybe I don't need to do that. I just do it for the mana regen basically. And then I'll show you how I set up CR again one more time in a second. Alright, so over here you have one of those boulders again. All you want to do is stand next to this little tunnel. So that thief's gonna be here, but it should not be an issue. I think he can, like, once in a blue moon, but stand next to this and then like roll kind of like you did the other skip. Oh fuck. I got the meme where I clipped to the wall, but you can actually kind of roll around the boulder the same way the other one. So I usually do that. Ow! Motherfucker. Okay, hold on. Okay, you might like try to hit me from behind, but okay. So now, by the way, I do have to bring as like I said. For this guy, I like to hug the right wall and then kind of like shift around the right or left. Then here, I like to regen stamina after him. Go around here. These guys shouldn't be too much of an issue. Then regen here. And then what I'm gonna do here is get to the top of this, get ready to reload, and then get hit by the flaming boulder. And if you're at full HP or very near full HP, that should set you up for Club Rat. So you can see. And that gives you a moment to like watch what this fucker does, because this guy sucks. Like don't panic roll. Just roll whatever he does. Like if he does a fireball, definitely roll that. If his first attack is a spear like swipe, you might be able to iframe it just from loading in. But you might do another, so just keep an eye on him and don't panic. Just do what you gotta. Yeah, that's what I've been doing lately. I used to set up my CR a different way, which I'll show in a moment. I like to do homing solo here because this guy is gonna be right there, so that kills him. But what I used to do to set up CR is use these archers. That's like a original demons like strategy, which maybe we can do the same reload trick for the OG these days, because we used to use this guy unless we took damage along the way. But yeah, maybe that works. But yeah, I usually use this guy to kill him. I should already be in CR even though I have Thief Ring. I should know. Careful with these guys. Oh, that was a little close. Phew. Okay, so if you know this level, you probably know that like right now I'm being super risky by having CRR pretty much right before the 3 nights. What I was mentioning earlier about the soul remains is the way you could do is once you get, I want to say around here, you can maybe chuck one of them like that way, and then when you get a little further, well, these enemies are distracted, you can chuck another to distract the knights. That's a strat that I've seen people use, and understandably so. Like, especially if you get those soul remains near the crescent falchion, it should be like a 2-second time loss, and then throwing them here might be like another 2 seconds, 3 seconds, but depending on how many you chuck. But I understand. Like, I'm not gonna blame you for doing that is all. But what I am gonna show you what I personally like to do, which is, believe it or not, even though some people like to tell me like you should do the soul remains, like, no, this is consistent, trust me. As long as I perform well, like 95% of the time I make it through here alive. So I usually try to reload my stamina before I drop here. Then I go here, and then I, you know, before I do this, I usually try to look for that attack. This guy usually does this attack that breaks that, so I usually try to roll it just in case. Oh, look at those teeth. Oh my god. I should roll that, and then I regen my stamina, and then when I'm right here, once the first one aggroes, I should hopefully have full mana or stamina. I'll raise my shield and have the first 2 on the right bonk my shield if they're both doing a spear attack. Like if they're doing a thrust, like the fast, like charging thrust, or just a quick little thrust, I'll let them bounce on my shield. It should barely do any stamina damage at all, or even like actual damage. Like as you can see, I was pretty good. And it was a little bit wonky. Oh, the arrows, Jesus, good thing I saw that. But it was a little wonky because the third one also kind of followed me. But like, let me see if I can show you again. Here, I'll use the soul remains to like, so I can run back. But can you fuck off? Here, so let me do this. So I can kind of position myself back where I was. And reload. Oh wait, no, fall here. Okay, yeah. Let me show you one more time. So I go around here. Usually I go for this guy to attack, but obviously this doesn't have a thing. Then I go like this. There you go. So that's like the perfect RNG right there. Like they quickly bash you and you're on your merry way. You're done for the day. You're gonna go have your date with Penetrator. But yeah, it's honestly very consistent. Like what can go wrong is that sometimes you'll deal shield bash, but honestly they do. You can just kind of roll. Like if you bonk one of them, do make sure to be facing them with your shield. Like sometimes they can clip the side of your shield and you're safe there, but it's really risky, so I wouldn't bet on it is all. But I would definitely not do it without practice. So if you need to do soul remains for a while until you get it down, then you feel free. I definitely don't blame you in that respect. Is he still following me? No, okay. Yeah, so that's how I get through those guys. Like I said, some people find it scary. Like as long as you have it down, it's not too bad. But like you definitely have to have it down. Like something you can get lucky, but you might not if you don't know exactly how to do it, I guess. Who needs soul remains anyway? Yeah, now make sure to have clever right rings since you did use Thief Ring for the entire level. I'm going to show you how I do Penetrator. It should be fairly cycled. I'll maybe show you two different ways to do it, but here. So I usually walk into the shadow of this Castle Soul Arrow. Usually does a goofy attack like that. Then casts another one and he's done. Sometimes I'll, like after the first cast, I'll sometimes get closer to him, but not too close to where he might want to do an attack towards me. Like he did that dancing attack. That's like perfect. I should have gotten close after that. So maybe I'll do that if I see it again. But Another strat I've been told is to just kind of cast right from the fog and let him come to you. And then just let that hit him, and then you can cast the second one without any issue. Which is also nice. I mean, they're both consistent enough, I feel. As long as you know how to react. But, yeah, I mean, let's see. Let me try mine and method one more time. And if he does his dance attack, I'll get closer, yeah. So that, and then just do this, and that should be pretty much easy. GG easy. Yeah, usually when the second one goes and I know it's gonna hit, I usually just use one fresh spice and then a quick cat ring and then warp away with ritual path thing. And I wait for his text to pop up because you can't really see while in the menu the archstone pop in. So even that, like, this doesn't matter as much. Like, this isn't archdemon at all, so all you need to do is make sure that this archstone pops in. You don't have to touch it all, by the way. You can like here, I haven't touched it at all. I'm gonna warp away to the next area, the ritual path.